Is the RYOBI Link Wall System actually worth it or completely overrated? My entire setup, complete with rails, attachments, hooks, and a few accessories, was under $300. This comparable Milwaukee wall behind me, almost $1,000. So today I'm installing Link and testing it like a real homeowner, because saving $700 is awesome if it works. And there's one key test in this video to see if this wall is really ready for prime time. And if it's not, I may just bring it back. And the reason I'm building this wall right now is simple. This was at the top of my honey-do list. My wife has seriously been getting into gardening lately, and her stuff was taken over. The bench, the shelves, the floor, it's everywhere. So this isn't a pretty for YouTube wall. It has to be clean, easy, and actually usable. Or believe me, I'm gonna hear about it. So here's why I went all in on Team Green. 1, this is a homeowner wall. She wanted something that was clean, easy, and modular. And 2, the Link uses rails instead of big wall panels. That should make installation and future expansion pretty simple. And 3, the cost savings compared to this Packout wall is enormous. At 1/3 of the price, there is simply no way it is only 1/3 as good. And what exactly makes the RYOBI Link wall worth it? Well, worth it to me comes down to 3 tests. First is gonna be install. It has to be straightforward and easy for anyone to do. 2, daily use. This thing has to make finding and using your tools easier. And 3, the layout. It has to be easy to rearrange and doesn't box you in. So you're going to see this RYOBI wall here behind me quite a lot today because that's what we're building. But my normal setup is this pro level Milwaukee Packout wall. So although the same parent company does make both walls, I'm grading the RYOBI just like a homeowner wall system, not a job site fortress. Now let's get to the layout. Before I drill anything, here's the rule. Take the most amount of time on the first panel. If this thing is just a little bit off level or you don't hit the stud correctly, you may end up having to take the whole wall down and start over. And trust me, you do not want to do that. Doesn't fit. And if you want to be a little extra and you're not sure how this wall is going to look in your garage, do what I did. Mock up the whole layout with painter's tape first, so you can visualize it before you commit to drilling. So this only takes 10 minutes, but it can be a huge help visualizing the final product in your actual space. Because the real cost isn't the rails, it's installing the wrong layout and then having to live with it. Okay, first off, you do not need an arsenal of tools to put this thing up. For this one, I only used a drill, a level, and a tape measure. And if you do have a laser level, now would be the time to break it out. I picked up this little skill for under 50 bucks at Lowe's, and it works fantastic. But the number one thing that people mess up with the Link wall, it's the spacing. I almost centered my first rail for looks. And if your studs don't line up with one of these pre-drilled holes here, you're gonna have to put the hole onto the rail like I did. I think a lot of people that buy these don't realize you can even do this because there's just a cavity here. There's no set holes. My Milwaukee here has a perforated steel rail, so you can pretty much put the fastener anywhere you want it. But RYOBI being a budget brand, it doesn't have that, but it does have a cavity here. You just need to find out where your studs are, find out where it sits onto your rail. And as you can see, do what I did, you drill it right through the back. Just be warned, you do not want to put one of your screws into the space right above one of these cleats. It's already a really weak point on the rail because of how little material is left over after manufacturing. It might be tempting to install a screw right here. If you do that and you give it too much juice, you are 100% gonna snap this tab here. Only drill into the rail above the security holes. You can see the security holes right here. They're meant to hold attachments to secure them completely to the rail. If you count over 1, 2, 3, 4, every 4th security hole, right above that is 16 inches on center. So if you hit a stud on your first hole, the second hole, you can't miss. So for install to pass, I'm gonna need 3 things. I'm gonna need studs to hit where I want them to. I'm gonna need the rail to stay level without a fight. And I'm gonna need the rails to align clean with horizontal and vertical follow-up rows. So if you haven't noticed already, these rails, they're tiny. Well, they're not so much tiny. I mean, they actually are a little bit longer than the Milwaukee Packout rail, but they're short. They're like 6.5 inches tall. And from a distance, to me, they kind of look like a stick of gum. So this is completely different from pegboards and like pro level panel setups. But small rails can be a good thing though. They're easier to level in sections, they're easier to hit studs, and they're easier to expand later. But it also means a lot more layout decisions and a lot more holes if you change your mind. So if you're the type of person that hates extra holes in the wall or has to put up like 20 of these to cover your entire garage wall, the RYOBI Link Wall may not be for you. I'm starting with the top rail as my reference line. If this one's off, everything below it is gonna look weird. And pro tip, don't trust the wall, trust the level. That looks normal, right? Yeah, except that the panel was upside down. Of course it lines up. These things are like Legos. Okay, so overall the RYOBI wall is pretty easy to set up if you do some planning. Let's go see how she handles daily use. So for daily use to pass, it needs to do these three things. Tools need to be visible and easy to remove. They have to be even easier to put away, and nothing pops loose or feels sloppy. So let's go do an old-fashioned load test with the accessories we do have and see how this RYOBI wall handles it. So for this test, I'm gonna load it with real homeowner stuff. String trimmers, leaf blowers, shovels, that kind of thing. Basically the long tools that people usually hang. These mini rails that go on top of this tool cabinet have a 15-pound weight limit. And this steel MS280 string trimmer, I think it's just at that limit, because if you look at this, that's not good. Honestly, this thing is way more solid than I thought. Comparing it to my Packout wall, I'd say this RYOBI is about 60 to 70% of the way there in terms of durability. It doesn't have the fit and finish and the polish of like a high-end system for a gardening wall. It's just fine. And quick note on accessories. Because I do want to eat dinner tonight, I only bought accessories that I knew my wife would actually use. So here's what we're running on this wall. We've got the lockable tool cabinet, the 7-piece rail and hook combo pack, the long tool holder, the tilting parts bin, the accessory mini rails, and the dual purpose shelf. So those are just a few of the accessories that we did get for our RYOBI Link Wall. But if you want to see me test and rank every single one of the RYOBI Link Wall accessories, drop a comment down below that says accessories, and I'll do exactly that. And our third and final test for the day will be layout freedom. For this to pass, our wall needs to be easily expandable in any direction, allow for appropriate spacing between tools and accessories, and 3, not making me feel boxed in with my initial layout. So the real cost isn't the rails, it's having the wrong layout and having to live with it. With the plan we made today, layout freedom passes no problem. So our RYOBI Link Wall did successfully pass all 3 challenges. That was install, daily use, and a hell of a good layout freedom. And that's why the price matters. That setup right there was only 300 bucks. This one back here, it's amazing, but it's 3 times the price, guys. So the question isn't, is Link as strong as Packout? It's, does Link do the job and not drain your bank account? So answering the ultimate question here in this video today, is the RYOBI Link Wall System actually worth it? Well, if you're a homeowner that wants clean modular storage and you'd rather spend $300 than $1,000, then yeah, sure is. As long as you plan your layout first and hit those studs. But if you want job site grade toughness and 0 movement, I'd save up for Big Red. And if the Milwaukee Packout wall is something you're considering, check out this video right here where I go over the complete install and features of my personal Packout wall setup. And as always, thanks for watching. God bless.